Man, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little bit nervous today because I'm talking to a fellow entrepreneur who's been getting after it for years. And here he is. What's your name?
Cole Strem.
Cole Strem. Nice. What do you do?
I'm a tattooer.
Hell
Well,
yeah.
I'm an artist and a tattooer.
An artist. What's the difference?
Well, tattooers tattoo people's skin, and artists, there's no limits.
I like that. I like that. Hey, isn't it funny? It's like we're over here having a really good conversation, and as soon as the cameras start rolling, it gets yeah.
Here we are.
And I wish it wasn't like that, because I wish a lot more people understood that people like the more relaxedness. You know, your shirt's a little bit fucked up, and over here we're over here trying to be all proper and shit,
Combing my hair.
doing way too much.
I know.
Were you nervous at all for this?
Absolutely.
Why do you think you were nervous?
Cameras.
Cameras? Why did they freak you out?
I don't know.
Yeah,
It's documentation of dumb shit, I'll say.
I feel that. What were we just talking about? I feel like we were talking about something good. We're talking
We're
about
talking about a lot of good stuff.
yeah. What do you think resonated with you the most?
Good question.
Don't be afraid to pause. Like literally, we could be quiet for a good.
I'm gonna pause.
I like that we were talking about like
Laziness.
laziness.
People's laziness.
No. You know what I want to talk about?
Let's go.
I want to talk about. I find something very unique about you, that you're first of all posting on social media. Now I know
Right.
it's not that unique to post on social media, but in the industry that you're in, how badly they rip you apart in the comments. How are you able to stay so consistent, you know, and people are like telling you, oh, you shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be doing that. Like, what keeps you going on social media?
The fact that people are still watching and still have something to say is hilarious to me. You know?
Yeah.
I feel like I have a limited amount of time on this earth. I got to show people what I can do and why I'm here, you know?
Why do you, like, I'm sure you've met a lot of tattoo artists who just can't get over themselves as far as like posting on social media. Like why is that? Why do you think it's instilled so hard in the tattoo community? Like, it's not cool to post on social media. It's not cool to market. Like, we all need business. We all need to make money.
I feel like it is a younger man's game. So I feel like the older generation of tattooers has a rough time complying with that, showing their face, showing their work, showing their paintings, showing their portfolio. And a lot of the people I know spend a lot of time on it, but don't share their own stuff.
Right,
You know?
But who made that rule? You know, it's bad. I feel like the older generation made that rule. They said it's the younger man. It's the younger man's game. Like you said that. Like the younger people didn't even say that. We just
Very true.
just on it.
We're just on it, doing it.
I wish a lot. Like, what would you like to see out of your community as far as posting on social media, and how do you think it would help them?
I mean, it's in the eye of the beholder. You know, if you don't want to be on there, then don't be on there. But then don't expect people to know what's going on in your world and expect people to know who you are.
So
You're not on it.
what have you noticed as far as from being consistently posting on social media to not being so consistent, like posting whenever you feel like it? What are some of the biggest differences that you've noticed in your career?
If I don't post, nobody knows that I got new paintings. Nobody knows that I got new flash to work off of. If I do post now, back in the day, well, I say back in the day, but when Instagram was first a thing, I would be able to post something, and within that week, I was doing that design. So I feel like it reaches so much more people when you actually post something, and they let you. That people can say, "Oh, this guy is working hard. What else has he got? What else has he got?" You know. So they're constantly wanting to check your stories and check your feed to see what the new shit that you have is. You know.
I think even myself and a lot of people, they just assume people know what's going on. Like, as soon as it's done, like, it's just like, oh yeah, everyone knows about it.
Yeah.
And if they're not hitting me up, then I guess they just don't care.
Yeah.
Like, that's how I used to be with my work. And it's like, no, not only do you need to post, but you need to consistently remind them. You know? And I mean, I'll go further on that topic. Like, for me in my industry, like, there's these things called ND filters. They're basically like sunglasses for your camera. Like, I can't tell you how many other creators I know that have made a video about an ND filter. So I'm over here like, why do I need to add to that? It's because you're going to put your own personal twist on it. You or your own brand. I'm sure you've been on YouTube where you've seen like multiple tattooers talking about a specific topic, but you went to that one guy because you like how he explains it.
Right.
And it may not even be the best YouTube video out there. It's just like you like his energy.
Right.
You know? So I feel like I wish a lot more people understood that when it came to making content online. And what you do, not everybody is doing every single day. So like the basic things that I know and see every single day, like people have never even heard about in their life. You know?
Yeah.
So where do you see yourself? Like, what are your goals for social media? I know you said you started a YouTube and stuff.
We got YouTube. We're doing a TikTok now. As cringy as it is, sometimes it's like, you know, I want to get out there and show the people all the stuff that I do. I think that's the goal. Is to bring the business in, whether it's painting or tattoos or illustration or whatever it is.
Do you use AI when you post at all? Like, do you use that to help the workflow?
No.
Have you heard of any AI coming into the scene or anything?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. How do you feel about that? Does it scare you a little bit or what?
A little bit.
What do you think scares you about it?
I think that everybody and everything is replaceable. So with the technology always changing, it's hard to figure out how to get ahead of it. And sometimes as soon as you adapt to that, I feel like you're already history, you know, because it's going to change again tomorrow and next week and next month.
So I know you've been in the tattoo game for a long time. What are some of the biggest differences you've noticed? Like what are some culture shifts or just how things operate in the tattoo community over the years? What are some of the biggest ones? Like for us, I feel like it's AI. What was that for you?
I'm
sure it's social media.
Social media was probably the biggest one. Like we were saying, you know, some people fight it and some people are on board with it. And it's crazy to see how successful people can be when they're on board with it versus looking out the window and fighting it. So
I know you've run into a lot more tattooers than I have, but I've run into my fair share, and I see people who are stuck in their ways and they make fun of the younger generation for posting on social media. And it's funny because they're over here like, man, I'm such a better tattoo artist than how does this guy have like 100,000 followers and like he's always booked out? Like, that's bullshit. This is what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? But it's their pride and ego getting in the way of that.
It's also your lack of marketing too.
Yeah.
If you're not pushing yourself and you're not promoting yourself, when's the last time you put that new painting up? 6 months ago? Everybody's seen that already. No one cares.
I feel like because they think they're not a big billion-dollar corporation like Nike or Adidas, they don't have to do the business things.
Right.
Like for me, I'm my purchasing department, I'm my accounting, I'm my marketing agency.
You're the one-man band.
Exactly.
Same.
And that's how you need to operate in basically, whether you're a tattoo artist, you know, barber, real estate agent, but I feel like people think that they don't have to put in the work in those aspects. They just have to show up.
Right.
And I feel like with all the competition, like that's no longer the case.
I think in every industry it's so watered down with how many people, how many barbers there are, how many tattooers there are, whatever, how many real estate agents there are. Before, I think people could just kind of get away on word of mouth, handing out a business card, and people would come in because I got your business card. I still get word of mouth people. I love that. That's my favorite, word of mouth. I tattooed your sister and now you're here, you know? No, it's, I think it is, sometimes I get a little beaten down by the daily mundane of being the one-man band marketing, because you can only do so much in a day. And a full day of tattooing. All right, I don't want to come home and have to start editing video. I'm tired. I want to spend time with my family and my kid. But at the end of the day, I need to get tomorrow ready. So tomorrow's appointments are ready to go. I also want to get some stuff done for my YouTube channel. Even though I may not be ready to post it tomorrow, at least I'm starting my editing process and getting it going. So by this weekend, I'm ready to post that video. So it's just that scheduling, that time blocking. I'm trying so hard.
It's the plan.
Time block.
It's the planning. There's this word. It was this like there was this kid talking about it. He's like, you know, I'm 20 years old, blah blah blah, and today I want to talk about this. I was about to scroll real quick, but he said like a weird word I didn't really hear before, and basically the concept of the word was anything without a plan is basically going to end up in chaos. Like if you don't have a plan to get these things by this date, it's inevitable. It's not a maybe. It's just a matter of time when things are going to get so fucked up and so out of place that it's just like back to where you started.
Yeah.
So one thing that I started doing, even though it may have seemed like a lot of work, it actually has made my life so much easier and I have so much more free time. Planning your shit. Monday, batch content. Next day, edit your shit, post your shit.
That's what I'm
3
talking
days,
about.
exactly. 1 hour each. That's not that much. I think everyone can commit to that, but what makes it seem more complicated is, you know, whenever I feel like posting, whenever I feel like editing or whatever, it seems like that's all your life is.
Yeah.
When it only took 3 hours out of that week.
Totally.
Because you made time, you know.
That's crazy because when I sit down to edit the video, sometimes I'll wake up before the rest of the family does, and I'll just crank out the editing. Okay, I got to do a voiceover and come up with a little thumbnail, and this video's done. Okay, after breakfast, I'm going to do my voiceover. and oh shit, I ran out of time. I got to get to the shop.
Exactly.
But when I get home, I'm ready to post that shit tonight.
And I'm sure you've noticed the difference between just even having a simple, like thinking about when you're going to do your next thing versus just like relying on the feeling.
Yeah.
So much more chaotic versus having a plan.
Yeah. I just start filming stuff. If I film it and I film it and I film it and I'm feeling it, I'll start uploading all the shit on the computer and get it going right away. And if I'm not feeling it, I have it in a little folder that I'm going to make this video, just not right now.
So correct me if I'm wrong. You're not saying have the perfect plan. Just get started.
Just have some kind of plan. Just start.
I think
if you wait for the perfect day, you might be sick tomorrow. Well, that's not going to happen. But if you just sort of time block it, and again, I'm just trying to, my wife and I talk about this all the time. We just got to, Monday, what are we doing? 10 a.m. Tuesday, what are we doing? 9 a.m., you know? Just block it out.
And I think there's a happy medium, just like everything in life. Like, you know, if you eat too much broccoli, it can actually be toxic for you.
Sure.
You know? But do you know who Alex Ramosi is? He's a really successful entrepreneur. Like, he has a beard and he always has this thing on his nose or whatever, like a little strap or whatever. I'm sure you've seen him. You probably just don't know his name. But he was talking about his time in the Army, and the reel started off with a hook like this: plans are bullshit. And like, I think you do need to have a plan to get started, but don't overanalyze it so much where everything has to be perfect, you know, because, you know, he was talking with his friend, and one day he was talking about, when I get out, I'm gonna go out there, you know, buy a ranch with my family and make all these complex plans, you know what I mean? And then next day you step on a claymore and your whole shit's blown up. Sure. You know what I mean? So, like, yes, you do need a plan to get started, but don't make that your whole world, you know? Like,
with the video things, I want them all to be Martin Scorsese.
Yeah, exactly.
Cinematic and beautiful. It's like, well, I don't know how to do that. Do what you can do. Get your iPhone out and just start shooting it.
Exactly. And I feel, but so many people try to overcomplicate the process.
Of course.
I don't know if it makes them feel better.
And overthink the process too. I know I do. I overthink everything.
Like for me, like I was just telling you, like right now I'm shooting on an iPhone and a Sony A7 III. But when I first started out, I did my first podcast with two nicer cameras, and I felt like I had to uphold that quality, and I was about to overcomplicate it and stress myself out. Like, I gotta go rent this and then make sure I have enough money to put down a down payment and all this other shit. Like,
it gets expensive.
Exactly. And but most of the time, like, as long as the you can hear them good and it's like decent quality audio, it doesn't look like Minecraft, like, people will be there mostly for the value.
Right.
But I know we were talking about family earlier. One thing I do want to ask you, so how was it growing up with your family and like you telling them you wanted to become a tattoo artist? Did they take that well, or was it a smooth transit? How was that?
No, it was good. I originally told them I wanted to be a musician. I moved to California. I'm originally from the Midwest. I moved to California to go to audio engineering school. Am I still in this picture?
Yeah, let me make sure you're still going.
If I'm still going.
Oh yeah, we're still going. Boop. There it is. Yes.
Whoop, there it is.
Yeah. So your family was supportive of it.
Family was very supportive of it. I've tattooed, I think, just about every member of my family. So the proof's in the pudding, right?
Yeah. I think, do you know, like, is that usually because the reason why I asked, for me, like, my parents, they weren't like super supportive of it. Like, they were like,
why not?
I think it's just because they didn't get it. They didn't understand how you can make money with it. If you're not signing up to go do something and putting your time for an hour, how is he going to make money off of it? You know, all this is hours. This is all repetitions, just like a 9-to-5 job. But before, back in the day when they were growing up, like, it was like there were specific paths: doctors, lawyers, all that. If you want to have a nice, you know, life or whatever, like, yeah, there's some niche things or whatever, but they probably didn't know too many successful plumbers that own their own business, or, you know, a landscaper.
Right.
But we got TikTok now. We got TikTok Shop. We got all these different YouTube.
Yeah.
Paying out creators. I'm talking $10,000 a month.
Isn't that insane?
Yeah. And like my mom, she showed me someone who does gambling because she likes to gamble. And she wanted to make some content on that. And she was like, look, like, this content is so bad and they're so awkward on camera or whatever. Like, I'm talking close to Minecraft quality audio. But because they were serving a market that no one really makes content for, like, they were getting a bunch of subscribers, a bunch of views, and they were legit making $10,000 to $20,000 a month. Yeah. And it's just like, it's crazy. But going back to what we were saying before on why I don't think they were as supportive as they probably wanted to be.
They don't get it.
They just didn't get it.
Yeah.
You know?
I get that.
And I can also see why, for you, why it was a bit of a smooth transition. Tattooing has been around for ages. It's been a well-respected, you know, way of making an income for a long time. Probably a lot longer than, you know.
More so now, I think. There's so many damn people doing it. But I feel like when I made that leap, I got support from my family and my friends. just because they knew I was happy doing what I wanted to do, not working some whatever job.
Have you ever had any times in your life where you were like, fuck, I think I need to get a real job?
Yeah, like yesterday.
Why do you think that still is? Like, I'm sure you've been doing this, longer than I've been alive. And
No, not really. I've been doing this 16 years.
yeah,
So
yeah,
close.
yeah, close. Yeah, I was like, that's pretty damn close. But what, after all this time, you would think that wouldn't even be a worry anymore. Why do you still think about that?
And so when business dries up, sometimes you just start wondering, is it something I said? Is it something I did? Do I got bad breath?
Yeah.
What am I doing wrong?
Yeah.
So that's like the
Like, I was a little rude to him, but I didn't think he would stop coming back.
Yeah, I don't think I'm that rude to people. I try to treat
You're one of the
everybody
nicest
with
tattoo
respect.
artists I've ever met.
Hey, thank you for saying that. That's one of those things, a stereotype, a personal thing I wanted to break when I first started tattooing. I would see the way people would get treated, and I'm like, dude,
I gotta be you know what?
I gotta be a dick.
I think it's because they could get away with it before.
Maybe
Now they can't.
maybe
There's so much competition out there.
now everybody's worried about a Yelp review and shit.
Exactly.
Yeah, I suppose. But I don't know.
Everything's being sport.
I want you to come back, and I want you to feel comfortable coming back.
Exactly.
And bring in your sister and your cousin and everybody else, you know? So I want to be the household name. I got a guy,
Yeah.
you know?
I like that. It blows my mind how most people don't even think like that. I think that's just also what makes you unique as a business owner and why you're able to stay full time. Because I would you say a lot of your shop is full time, or most of them have other jobs too?
No, most of them are all full time.
That's funny because I've been to other shops. Maybe it's just the ones that I've gone to.
I have worked with people that have other jobs too.
Yeah, I know you're aware of it, but like most of the shops that I've been to, most of them, they also need a 9 to 5. And I feel like, and I feel like it's because they don't prioritize those little business things like just customer service, making sure they come back, whatever. They think their art is just enough.
Yeah. Maybe a few years ago that was enough. But now it's like I'm saying, there's so many people doing it that how are you going to stick out for better or for worse?
So a tattoo artist who wants to be in your shoes one day, what's some advice you can give them to start moving the needle to go full time?
Keep trying, keep pushing, do what you want to do. Don't get pigeonholed into one thing.
And what do you mean by that?
I feel like a lot of artists get pigeonholed in a certain style. It's happened to me. I love doing traditional tattoos, but not everybody wants a traditional tattoo. So you got to step outside the wheelhouse and figure out another style. Figure out how to do lettering. Figure out how to do fine line. I'm trying to figure out this Japanese thing, but
Japanese traditional.
Jesus.
What is the difference between Japanese traditional and American traditional?
The imagery.
Imagery,
Yeah.
same line, widths and everything.
Tattooing is pretty much still the same. You just have background and imagery.
That makes sense.
And
So,
the way
like-
things are drawn and stuff. So
Yeah, I still like my American traditional.
I love it.
Yeah.
Classics never go out of style. But you can't say that to soccer mom who wants
Yeah.
an infinity sign or something. So
Yeah, exactly.
I just, whatever they want, I just want to make sure I can put on the best tat every single time.
Basically, your point is don't be so prideful and so caught up in your ego to not try different things.
Yeah. Sometimes no risk it, no biscuit. I'll try an idea and think that it's going to work out great. And then when I see the tattoo, I'm like, oof, that was, maybe next time we're not going to do that one.
Yeah.
Pull back on taking that much of a risk,
And I'm glad you said that. Fear of failure. I feel like way too many people are so scared to fail, they don't even want to get started.
Exactly.
And I've been guilty of that myself.
I think everybody has, dude.
But speaking of fucking up, do you have any stories where you fucked up so bad on a tattoo and, the client was like super pissed or they wanted like some free work or something?
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure you got a juicy one for me.
Oh,
Give
yeah.
me one.
That's funny. I haven't thought about this until right now.
What's one of your first ones?
I think it was in my first year of tattooing. This chick came in and she wanted like some lettering across her chest. And she sat pretty terribly. And I was not ready to do that tattoo. I sat her all wrong. And she had big boobs, so they were all just falling up here into her chest, and I couldn't stretch the skin, and I was shaky outline. And okay, we got the outline done. We'll shade this in later. Well, and she comes in the next appointment with her family, and she's bummed, and the family's bummed. And I remember I got so fucking worked up before the appointment, went in the bathroom, threw up,
Oh, shit.
came back out, tried to pull myself together, and then I remember, okay, let's sit her up a little bit more so her boobs, gravity isn't all in her chin.
Yeah.
And I shaded it all in and I tried to fix up the lines. Never saw her again, obviously.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it was just like, okay, you just dove in the fucking deep end.
Yeah. That's one thing that people don't learn it until they learn it. Like, they won't tell you that you fucked up. You'll just never see them again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or maybe you might. Who knows?
Or maybe you might.
Yeah. But honestly, that is pretty bad. Has anyone ever tried to like sue you or something? Or
No.
because you have the paperwork, right?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah. That must have sucked.
Yeah, it's pretty weird. That's another reason why I try to treat people with respect and kindness, because like, even if I didn't do the nicest tattoo on you, at least I wasn't a dickhead. If I was a dickhead, then
you a complete asshole.
Then
and
you know what? He deserves this.
Yeah, exactly.
So at least I was nice and I did it with a smile.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck.
But I mean, I still put myself, I still throw myself into the weeds just because.
Do you even mess up to this
challenge.
day?
Of course.
Like, what was the last thing you messed up on? Even if it was little.
I don't think I've ever done a tat that I've been like, that came out flawless.
Mm-hmm.
Never. Mm-hmm. That's what makes me want to keep going. I can fucking do this. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna do this. It's handmade shit, so
yeah,
it's not gonna look perfect,
dude. And that's one thing that you just don't get until you start getting tattoos. Because I agree with that. I don't do tattoos, but there's not a single piece where I can't point out a flaw. Bam, right here. It's a little too far.
See, once you start getting
traditional
enough of them, you're going to be like, oh, the line weight could have been a little thicker on this one.
100%. This pisses me off all right here. This is real traditional. This is like portrait artists trying to do traditional, I would say. It's all right. You know what I mean? Like,
better than my hand tats.
Nah. I've seen your stuff.
You don't want a Cadillac tattoo on your hand?
I mean, it's probably been on that longer. It's wrong.
Just look at this old skin shit. Yeah, I feel like once you have enough tattoos, you start going, or you follow enough people that you see enough tattoos, or everybody's a tattoo ink master critic now. So
I think that's one thing that I really like that tattooing has taught me is it doesn't have to be perfect. You know what I mean?
Like, that's part of the charm.
Exactly.
It's a folk art. Why is it supposed to be flawless?
It wouldn't give it its meaning, I don't think.
Plus, with the style of tattoos that you're getting, it's not like you're getting a perfect Kobe Bryant portrait on your arm with the sweat glare on his shoulder, and come on, man.
And not even that, even if it was fucking impeccable, the sun, your skin moving around, like, it's gonna get fucked up eventually. Yeah. You might
fall on your skateboard and grind it all up.
Exactly. Like, it could be fucked up tomorrow.
Sure.
Yeah.
I have a friend of mine, he's like, well, I got my picture, that thing looks great.
Yeah.
That guy could die on the way home. I'll never see it again.
Pictures are forever.
I'm like, oh my God, I love that. That's hilarious. Like, I want to see him come back, and I still want to see them heal. I want them to look better when they come back, aged in the skin, than they did when you left.
That's one of my biggest fears, like, petting a dog and I go, it fucks up the tattoo or something. Have you ever had one of your tattoos fucked up?
Yeah.
But not
most of them are fucked up already. But yeah, that's happened before. One of my customers, she was on roller skates and has a huge scar right back here, big old pink scar. It looks like a zipper. And they tried their best to like match it all up when they sewed her arm back together.
Oh fuck!
But it's like it's off.
That's why I don't do too much crazy shit these days.
Yeah, me neither.
Gotta preserve them.
These are my money makers.
Yeah, exactly. It's funny. A lot of I love how the perception of tattoos have evolved over the years. I was just talking about this with my friend. I was saying, when I see someone with tattoos, it can go one of two ways. Like, they're either like entrepreneurial, they come off as like very respected in their industry, like they're the top of the top, or they're just kind of like, whatever. Yeah, whatever. But that's my perception. But when I talk to my friend, his perception is like kind of try hard, like it's I guess kind of cringy in a way.
Yeah.
And
I think that people get tattooed for different reasons, and it's very strange.
Yeah, a lot of people try to push the narrative of like, oh, there's something going on with him. And I think, yes, maybe, why did I get all these? Maybe there's something going on up here, but
cool stuff.
Yeah, but it just makes me feel good. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I don't know why people's perceptions go so one way this way or one way that way. What do you think the average perception to the average Joe is about tattooing? Like, are you respected, or you look down as lower these days?
Is this average Joe, does he have any tattoos or no?
No. I mean, I'd say most people have a tattoo. Well, no, he doesn't have a tattoo. No.
If the average Joe,
like, you're going in there to get hired. Back in the day, no. But today you got a hand tattoo? Maybe.
I still think people are going to be like, I don't know. I think that's when your personality and your experience charms that average person, because it doesn't really matter what you look like. You could have a mohawk or whatever. And
I mean,
still be a business guy.
Because my stepdad, he's an optometrist, so he works in Kaiser Permanente, and now he's seeing full tatted up doctors. You know, back in the day, like you would never see
Nurses,
exactly.
Firefighters, police officers, neck tats and shit. That's crazy.
I'm sure we're gonna start seeing them in the army soon.
Of course. I think after a while, you got to just throw your arms up in the air and realize that this ain't going away.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
Do you kind of going back to that AI thing, because I want to talk about that a little bit.
Okay.
Do you think AI could ever replace a tattoo artist?
Oof, no.
You don't think a robot can be like?
I mean, they probably can.
Yeah.
And then it'll probably be way better than any tattooer would be able to do it.
But you still don't think it would completely remove someone?
There's no originality there. That's what I just went to the Long Beach tattoo convention. And I always like going to conventions. I haven't worked one in a few years, but I always like going just to see what people are doing. I like to see people's booths set up. I like to see people's banners. I like to see their merch. I like to see their style, their originality in, whatever black and gray, realistic, whatever the fuck you're doing. I don't think AI is going to be able to have an original idea to do a Burt Graham mashup, or, to take some old classic Flash and make it new again and breathe some new air into it. I don't think a computer, I mean, maybe with the right prompts, I don't know.
You said it perfectly.
Here we go.
No. I'm right there with you in the filming community as well. I think what it will replace is the lazy ones. Anybody who just do some simple line work, do a cross. Oh yeah, a robot do that all day. But I'm talking about some intricate, like I need the shading slightly moved this way. You know what I mean? Like real storytelling. You
can't replace that human existence, that human experience. You can't replace that.
Yeah. And even if they get kind of close, at the end of the day, I'm still picking a human over a robot
100%.
all day, because it's just what gives it that experience. You know what I mean? And that's what people are paying for.
Absolutely.
They're not really paying for, exactly the quality. It's the experience, and yes, a little bit of the quality, but just like, the fucking experience. Yeah. That's the best way I could sum it up.
And then that goes back into being a dick to somebody.
Yeah, exactly.
That's part of the experience. Why?
But I think people, they don't need to fear AI. But what I think they do need to do is start utilizing things like ChatGPT. Do you use ChatGPT?
I've used it before.
Bro, I am telling you.
It's strange. It does get my mind moving in a different way. Like if I say, okay, can you help me draw an image of this? Like if I'm just having a rough time pairing the customer's 5 ideas into one thing.
Yes.
And I'll prompt that into the thing and I'll say, oh shit, I didn't think about drawing it like that.
Bro.
Well, that's kind of interesting. And that just turns the gears in a different direction in my artistic mind.
And that's exactly what it's for. Like I feel like a lot of people, they don't want to use it because it's like, nah, it's not real art.
But it makes me cringe. I'm like, fuck, did I really have to go to that?
Yeah. No.
Or I could sketch 20 fucking versions to get there,
Yeah, exactly.
I think of it more of a time saver.
Dude, ChatGPT just continuously blows my mind every day. Yesterday, I gave it my username profile. I said, you're a professional. I prompted it. I said, you're Gary Vee, you're a professional marketing analyst. Bro, not only did it like look at every single video, but it was like watching my shit. Like I did a Barber Expo video the other day. It was like, I like your teal and your whatever warmer look. Okay, so it only has a 30-minute recording thing.
All this plant shit. She always shows me this one fucking guy with this long hair.
Yeah.
And he is so fucking irritating. I want to reach through the phone and grab this fucker by his hair and smash his head on the table.
I think it's because you don't care about plants.
I do care about plants.
But just not from him.
Not from him. I love plants more than most people.
There must be something.
He's just so irritating.
Yeah.
Let me tell you about plants. And he's just all in your face. And I'm like, dude, shut up.
And you know what? I'm glad you brought that up, because one of my favorite people is Gary Vee. Have you ever heard of him?
I don't think so.
He's like a shorter dude, and he's very high energy, in your face like that or whatever a lot. And it's just like,
what crazy jump cuts, and I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, but what he specializes in, like he's an entrepreneur, and a lot of entrepreneurs are like, fuck your feelings, do this or that or whatever.
Love it.
He doesn't really necessarily say not fuck your feelings, but he just gives you a different look, like a little bit, I guess some would consider it softer or something, like just be like, nah, man, don't look at it like this. It's all about perspective. Like you're in this for the long run. You know what I mean? He's not necessarily like, fuck your feelings, but he's telling you that in a way, but where more people can kind of gravitate towards it. And I'm like, how could anyone hate on this? But best believe there are somebody out there hating.
I think it's more of the personality that you are portraying on camera that's what I'm hating on.
Yeah,
If you're irritating to me, I'm scrolling over. Or another one I always talk about was when here's the coolest tattoo I've ever seen with fucking death metal playing in it. I can't scroll off that shit fast enough. I don't want to hear that.
Yeah, and I think you can correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe it might remind you of something that you just don't like something.
Yeah, maybe.
Because for me, like I used to fucking hate BMWs. Now I'm a BMW owner because every BMW I used to own, I used to run, super big prick.
Sure,
you know what I mean?
This fucking turd.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I met one of the coolest BMW owners ever. One of my best friends to this day. And I got a fucking 5 Series. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I think it's just all about perspective, and you can change people's mind. I'm more than sure there's someone out there like, this fucking guy with the fucking podcast, and best believe it's one of my best friends. I don't know who it is, but it's usually the ones that are hating the most or the ones closest to you.
Look at this guy in his Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah,
I think he is.
Exactly. Talking about like he's a fucking pro. Yeah, exactly. I do better shit than him. 0 followers.
I like that you say, show me the better shit than you do then. Let's see it.
And you know what? I used to be guilty of this too. So I used to know a photographer and videographer who, kind of got me into my thing, and I used to judge him so harshly. Like, I'm just like,
why?
Because I just didn't know any better. Like, we talked about it on the podcast that you watched with my boy Brandon. Like, when you start to do a certain amount of volume, sometimes the juice isn't worth the squeeze.
Sure.
If someone's paying you, like, thousands of dollars for a project that's super simple, go above and beyond. Like, you better impress them, But if someone's paying you, maybe even like underselling you a little bit, $100-200, like, is it worth it for me to tweak the shit for 8 hours, already 2 hours there, you know what I mean?
I see what you mean.
But then another creative who knows the ins and outs, and you see he's kind of like cutting certain corners, he's not thinking about it from a business standpoint.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like...
But sometimes it doesn't have to look, like we were saying before, super high fucking quality. It's just got to be cool.
But yeah, I would just judge him super harshly. It's just because I was an amateur and I haven't produced volume like that yet. And I'm sure there's people who look at my work and I'm like, really? This is the guy that you look up to or whatever?
How often do you post a day?
So right now I try to post at least 2 to 3 times a day. Am I doing that? No.
Is there a specific reason for that?
So right now I'm focusing on volume, and after the next couple months I'll have some answers. And by answers I mean I'll know which ones will hit with the audience, which is considered outlining content.
What works, what doesn't.
Yeah, exactly. And then I know which ones to go hard in, like, moving forward. Right now I'm trying a little bit of everything. Like, talking about some high protein meals. I'm talking about this and that. But I'm all kind of tying it into content creation.
Yeah.
Talking about this and that.
As long as it's you and you're showing your face.
Exactly.
You can talk about whatever. And people are going to get used to it and start watching it.
I think a lot more people need to understand that you are a walking brand. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You need to carry yourself like that.
And I think that's what, circling back to the tattooer thing or barber thing, doesn't matter if you're doing the best work or shabby, mediocre work. If you're walking tall and showing people what you can do, you're the only person who's going to be able to say, hey, come check me out. This is what I do. Take a business card. Here's some stickers, whatever.
I think we're all a lot more alike than we realize, especially today's day and age. We all need to market.
We're all fighting the same fight.
Yes. You may be doing tattoos. I may be doing content. He may be cutting hair. He may be selling a house. But at the end of the day, we all need to market. We all need content.
Yep.
And we all just need to support each other.
Yeah.
And not judge each other so harshly. But
I like that. Support.
Yeah.
What a concept.
Yeah, I know, right?
Jeez.
Unheard of.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I
wanted to talk about that AI thing that we were just talking about. Yeah. I don't even remember what it was, but do you remember kind of what I was saying a little bit?
We were talking about AI replacing what you do.
Yeah, I think we were saying how I was just basically saying that. Oh yes, that's what I was talking about. So the crazy things that ChatGPT can do, like most people, like some people, I guarantee you, there will be a job on just teaching people how to properly prompt their shit. Because I watch crazy gurus who study the shit day in and day out and how to prompt it properly. Like right now, like you said, you're using it for like little inspo for art here and there, whatever. Have it be your marketing consultant. Have it be your fucking,
that's a good idea.
Your marketing, dude or whatever, or like how to manage your money properly. Like the closest thing to God, I believe, is ChatGPT. No, I'm not playing with you. The closest thing to it that we have on this planet is
that's
ChatGPT.
scary.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And you can and what I love that Gary Vee said the other day, he said a lot of you are becoming your grandma right now. You make fun of them because they didn't know how to use Skype or whatever. That's you with ChatGPT right now.
Right.
So start to learn it.
Right.
Yeah. It's
very true.
But what really impressed me about it yesterday was I made an expo video and I was like, maybe it might be able to read the caption and see where I could do better. But It went in on my color grade. It went in on how I was framing my shots, and I'll show you the chat log after this.
Really?
And it gave me some critiques. So when you upload a photo of your tattoo and you're like, did I go a little too shading on this or what? It'll give you like a real thoughts. And think about it, it has access to the internet. It has real people's opinions.
Sure.
And not only that, but when you talk to it more, it starts to learn how you talk. So I can be like, I want it to sound professional, but have it sound like me, but have it sound like Gary Vee a little bit, but a little bit of twist of that, and it'll come up with it perfectly. I am not playing with it.
Damn.
It's the closest thing to God, bro. It's crazy.
That's what I mean. Like I feel like a dinosaur just because I'm not posting on Instagram all the time. People don't really even use Instagram anymore. Now it's onto the next stuff. It's onto the TikTok and YouTube and all that. And I'm like, okay, I guess the ship's leaving the port. You better get on.
One of the biggest, what surprised me the other day to learn this, what do you think the biggest social platform is to this day?
The biggest social platform, probably Facebook.
Yep, that's exactly what it is. I would have thought that.
I'm not on Facebook, and I should probably get back on there, dude.
Mm-hmm. And if you're trying to make money in 2025, and I'm talking to myself right now, because right now I'm trying to talk to the younger generation, 25, whatever. Those guys don't really have a couple thousand to spend on a tattoo or a whole content day. The people who are 45, 50, maybe even 80 years old, who are a CEO of an actual company who can spend 10 grand on a little $200 project. They're on Facebook. Like they're like, fuck Instagram. They're like, fuck TikTok. I think they're starting to get a little more towards TikTok. But when someone said it like that, I was like, oh shit, I've been marketing to the wrong crowd.
Totally. Yeah, I haven't been on Facebook for, oh man.
Bro, when I go on that,
10 years maybe.
It's funny. Instagram is significantly less. Well, maybe that's just because I don't really know how to use it. But like when I show people Instagram, they're like, how do I? Bro, there's 3 buttons on the bottom.
Yeah.
There's 3 buttons on the bottom.
Yeah.
When you go on Facebook, it's like fucking so much shit. And I'm like,
flags and all kinds of shit.
I'm not doing this right now. Like I got so much of this shit, but I need to. Like,
I don't like being the prisoner of the scroll. So I typically try to just post and bail, and then I'll come back and check on it and see how we're doing.
And I think a lot of people can get there because I try to minimize my social media intake as well. I think it's good up to a certain point.
Sure.
Just like we're
it can be very toxic.
Yes, 100%. Like one thing I'm practicing when I get up in the morning, trying not to look at the phone. And I'm not saying if you look at the phone, you're like, it's going to ruin your day. Like if you have to check your phone, you run a business.
Sure.
Check your phone, but then go outside, get some fresh air.
Yeah.
But before I'd scroll, see what other content creators getting after it, make me feel bad how I didn't edit that video, how I didn't schedule that reel or whatever. I just want to sit there and do nothing all day.
Well, that's another thing. What a concept. Just taking some me time.
Yeah.
And not having the damn thing.
What do you do to reset yourself when you're feeling overwhelmed and you're almost like, do I still want to do tattooing and shit?
I usually try to think of something that I can do that's not tattoo related.
And what is that for you?
For me, bonsai.
What is that?
Plants.
Oh, plants.
Yeah, the little miniature trees. I got a whole fucking garden full of them things, dude. I love it.
Yeah, it's funny that you said that because I would have never thought you were into plants. And I think that's
I love plants more than most people.
Wow. And you know what? It just feeds into something I'm learning, or not that I'm learning. I've heard about it, but there's a lot more to us than just what we create ourselves to be. Like NBA players, for example, a lot of them go broke because their whole life they try to get to the NBA.
Yeah.
This is all they know. And like for me, at the end of the day, I could lose my hands, I could lose my eyesight, I can lose my hearing, and I might not be able to film tomorrow. And yes, It's a very sad thought, but it's a very realistic thought. So
I think like that too, dude. I think about that all the time. And then what happens? I got all this stuff that I want to do. I got music I want to make. I got paintings I want to make. I got plants I want to work on. And if you can't do that, it's well, then what? Who are you?
So I think basically what we're saying is, whatever it is that you're doing, yes, go all in on it, but don't make it your whole end all be all.
Sure.
Don't put yourself in such a small category. You know what I mean? If you're not able to tattoo one day, like you can utilize the business skills and the marketing things you learned and apply it into plants. I'm 100% confident you can easily be a 6-figure income or even a millionaire just off of plants. But
absolutely,
I think a lot of people don't really understand that because they just don't think like a business operator.
Yeah.
But I think times are changing because a lot more people are working for themselves. The 9 to 5 is kind of like more work at home now. I
still can't believe I do this. Every day I drive to the shop, I'm like, I cannot believe that I'm still surviving,
but I think
my family off of being an artist. This is insane.
I think that's why you've been able to do it so long, is because you appreciate that simple fact. And
it's insane.
But not everybody looks at it like that, because kind of like what I was talking about before, like where where did you fuck up? Like, yes, it was, I wasn't consistent with my marketing. Like, I wasn't getting after it as if I had nobody, you know?
But I think with after COVID, we got so busy during COVID that I didn't even really need to market. I didn't need to post. I was so busy.
But you could have easily been like, this is just how it is, and I'm just the shit or whatever. You know what I mean? And just
that's kind of how it was.
And ungrateful, but I feel
not ungrateful, just so busy doing tattoos that nothing else. I had no time for anything else. And then when the business started drying up and people are holding on to their money, it's like, well, now what? What happens when tattooing goes away? What do you got?
Well, I get basically my point was at a certain point I had a good amount of income coming and I thought I was just owed this. And if not that, then I must be doing something wrong. But after I've been in it for a certain amount of years, I realized that like there will be tougher times and it's not necessarily something that you're doing wrong. Sorry, hold on, I fucked up. Thought. Basically what I'm trying to say is hold on to that gratitude as long as you can.
Absolutely.
Be grateful for a lot of people, it's like, I'm not tatting you unless it's $500 or whatever. Yeah. Like, bro, $50 to $100 is good for a day's work. You know what I mean? But I feel like a lot of people lose touch of that concept, especially when they start to get popping for a little bit. You're not always going to be popping.
No.
You might have to go back to a 9 to 5.
Yep.
You might have to,
figure something else out.
Exactly. But they get so caught up in like that pop star effect, you know what I mean? Like they just,
and that can happen, especially I feel like it happened to me when I was younger. Oh, I'm getting popular. Oh, cool. You know, I'm hot on the internet or whatever. So you think.
Yeah, for now.
So you think.
Yeah.
My Instagram got hacked and now I had to start all over again.
How many? I bet. Wait, I could have swore you had like 10 or 15,000 or like a really high number one day, and then
I had like 10K.
I knew it because I saw it and I was like, how did you get to 3,000?
And then I had to start all over.
Dude, and you know what? I'm okay with that. Like before, that would have crushed me.
It crushed me for a while. I was like, dude. But then it's like, this is social media.
Yeah.
So what? Build it back up again. And then I kind of started having fun because I want all my pictures to look the same. I don't want them to have a different background every time. They're all going to have a black background. Boom. Now it's all going to look legit. Now it's okay. All my highlights are going to be all organized. And now I can take my time to build it from the ground up, where before I was just posting stuff.
And I'm glad you brought that up because I think, yes, have a plan for your Instagram, like as far as sticking to the same aesthetic, but I think a lot of people also put themselves in the jail cell of trying to have too perfect of a feed.
Yeah.
I've worked with multiple people where it's like, I'm giving them quality shit, but it's like if their curls kind of messed up or whatever, like they feel like they're fucking up or they're going backwards. But I was guilty of that as well. But once you start developing a system and start batch content creating and start producing mass volumes of content, you create less pressure for yourself each post. If you're only posting one time a month, fuck yeah, you're going to feel all the pressure in the world. Like it has to be a Scorsese movie or whatever. But if you post 10 times a day, you know what I mean? You don't have so much pressure on each post. You know,
I know.
Look up, you got 9 more.
Anytime I do post a reel or like some type of video, I'm like, all right, I feel good for the day. I got something done today. I got a YouTube up. That feels good. And then a week will go by and I'm like, fuck, I gotta get another video up. Fuck, when am I gonna have time to do that? You know? So that comes back to the time blocking.
Yeah, I think the main things to take away from today is just trust the process.
Absolutely.
Believe in yourself. And keep in mind, like, you're operating off of the mindset and the resources you have right now. Tomorrow, you might have a different set of resources. You might have a different mindset.
Technology.
Exactly. Like no one could even predict AI was going to come in like this. They knew, oh, yeah, a robot can move my coffee from here to here. But they didn't know it was going to analyze
just getting started, dude.
Oh, yeah. And it's getting crazier by the day.
Oh, yeah.
But I think that'll conclude for today's thing or whatever. Is there anything you want to plug? Any events you have coming up or your social media?
Social media?
Yeah. Where can they follow you?
We got, let's see.
If they want to book with you, where can they check out some of your work?
ColeStrem.com.
Okay.
Book me there.
Do you have an Instagram?
Stuff. Instagram, Cole Strem Tattooer.
Hell yeah.
Or TikTok, I think, is Cole.Strem. YouTube is Cole Strem. Just get after it. Links on my website.
Fuck yeah. That's it.
Thanks for having me, brother.
Of course, bro.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to dap you up. Thank you, bro.
Thank you. That was fun.
Fuck. I'm glad it's over. Like, that was so good, but
I'm all sweaty and shit.
Yeah, no, that was so